What is up, everybody? Today, me and my friend Landon are going to be making our siege gun tier list. Let me know what you think in the comments about our list. Enjoy the video. Okay, so Glaz's gun, I wouldn't really actually call it a sniper. It's more of a DMR. But like, there's literally DMRs that are better. It's just, are we counting like the ability with it since it does zoom in the scope? And like the see-through smokes.
I mean, even with it seeing through smokes, it's staying completely still. You can easily just randomly get wall banged through your smoke or shot through your smoke. It's a very mid gun. I mean, I wouldn't put it any higher than B, even if we consider it with the ability.
I'm thinking like C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it does good damage, and if you're counting it like with the smoke thing, like it can be good, but
It's really not all that.
yeah. So Jaeger's 416, very iconic siege gun. It's been drugged through the mud through the years, but
Either way, it's an assault rifle on defense. You don't have a lot
yeah.
of them on defense for one reason, and because they're really strong.
Yeah, in the context of it being on defense, I think it goes in the immediate god tier.
Yeah. It's been a top 5 defender gun for 9 years now.
Yeah. And it's been nerfed more than any other weapon in the game, and it's still a top tier weapon. It's one of the only defender guns that could get put on attack and still be good.
Like, in hindsight overview, considering attack and defense, it's probably like a top 10, 12 gun of all time.
Yeah. But on defense, it's like top 3.
Yeah. Alright. 417.
So, I got a hot take for you here.
I think it's A.
I think it's god tier. Yes.
I mean,
I do.
DMR crutch. I don't play DMR.
Whoa.
It is. Yeah, I said it.
Crutch.
Yeah. You're a DMR crutch.
I'm not a DMR crutch.
You are a DMR crutch.
I think you're just mad you can't use DMRs. Anyways, this is statistically the best DMR.
Statistically the best DMR
in the game. It does, I think it's 72 damage. It's got 21 bullets. ACOG. So little recoil you can run a horizontal on it. I can't imagine it being lower.
I mean, I can't really
than god tier.
S tier take on it.
Yeah.
There's not enough of a valid ground for me to stand on to argue it.
From close to medium range, it 2 taps to the body of any armor. So I just don't see how it couldn't be.
It's a great gun overall. It's just really preference based whenever you consider using a fully automatic weapon versus a DMR.
Yeah. All right. So IQ and Grimm's Commando did get a damage nerf not too long ago. So now you
have an extended barrel.
Yeah. So now the extended barrel doesn't make it do 50. Does like 49 now with the extended barrel. It does shoot pretty slow, but it hits pretty hard. Its recoil is quite low. I'm thinking like high B, low A. Yeah. I think we put it in the A for now, and then maybe move it down later.
Yeah.
All right, so Thermie's gun, Thermite and Osa's gun. I think this is an underrated gun,
but I still don't think it's that good.
Yeah, like I don't think it's S tier. I think it's like high B, low A, like the Commando.
Yeah.
It does, I think, 47 damage, but it's kind of on the lower fire rate side.
Yeah, I'd put it right below the Commando.
Yeah, I'd say the Commando's slightly better than it.
Finka's LMG.
Yeah, Finka's LMG had a lot of changes in how good this weapon is over the years.
And right now, it's really good.
Yeah, right now, it's good. I wouldn't say really good. I'd put it B. Like
Yeah.
it
I mean,
shoots.
compared to what it's been, it's really good.
Yeah, it's got 100 bullets. With the change of the when you empty your mag and you have one bullet has hit all
Very
LMGs.
Yeah.
So you can't spray as much as you used to. You got to be careful about that. Reload.
Shout out my boy Noah,
Yeah.
LMG Crutch,
Shout out.
who can never remember to use a Finka boost to save his life, but it's all good. We still love him.
Yeah. And I don't know. It does a lot of damage, but its fire rate is pretty low. So that's why I'm putting it B. So Frost's gun. So in the context of being on defense,
It's like an A tier.
probably A
Yeah.
low S. We'll put it here.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
It does so much damage for a defense gun. It has extra few bullets than the average gun. It's got 35. Extended barrel adds even more damage onto it. It's got super low recoil, pretty much non-existent. Its only issue is just low fire rate.
I mean, that's all there is. The downside to it is just the fire rate.
And it's got an ACOG.
Yeah, I mean, the ACOG helps it a bunch.
Yeah. All right. So Capcan, Tachanka, and Azami's SMG. I think for a defense gun, it is
S tier.
S. Yeah.
If it was on attack, it'd be. I don't want to say terrible, but definitely not an S tier weapon.
Yeah. If Azami didn't have this gun, she would be significantly worse. Just because this gun is so good. It does like 30 plus damage. I think it's 36. And one of the lowest recoil automatics in the game. It's pretty much non-existent. There's not really much else to say about it. It's just incredible
it's
gun.
Good.
Yeah. Now Azami's shotgun.
It's like a C tier weapon.
I think it's D tier.
Yeah, I mean it's
Like,
it's a very awkward gun to use.
some people love this gun. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Like, I get it has an ACOG and it's a slug, but
I'm not a fan of it personally.
its recoil is really jumpy and weird.
It's just like an all around, like, I don't want to be using this gun.
Yeah.
Not even that it's necessarily bad, it's just an awkward gun to use in fights. It's massive. I mean, the amount of screen it takes up is crazy. Like, it's on a par with like the amount of screen an LMG takes up. And
yeah,
me
it is
personally, I'm not a
huge.
fan of weapons that take up a large portion of my screen, so I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah, and also it doesn't help that like it's on a bunch of people that have a significantly
Way
better gun. Like Maestro, Alibi, and Azami all have way better options.
Everybody that has that shotgun has a way better primary.
Yeah, so the AK-12,
Get it over with, yeah.
There's-
Best gun in the game.
there's no possibility of it being any lower.
Yeah,
Then
it's a top 2 weapon in the game.
Yeah, it got a damage nerf not that long ago, but it barely affected it at all for me, at least. I think it's probably still top 3, if not top 2 or 1 in the game. Its recoil is so low for its damage and fire rate. It's still got one of the highest TTKs in the game. I don't think there's really much else to say about it. It's just, you can never go wrong with this gun. So Nomad and Deimos' AK. Some people really love this gun, and I'm one of those people that think it's mid.
I mean, I think it's mid as well. It's definitely above Glaz's gun, but it's overall like
I'd put it
a C
C.
tier assault rifle.
Yeah, it's just it shoots so slow. Like its damage is pretty decent, but it shoots so slow. The one good thing about it is its ammo count. It's got like 41 bullets, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it's got pretty low recoil. There. So, Maestro's LMG, I'm putting it S.
I mean, it's always been a fantastic weapon.
This is the one thing keeping Maestro from being terrible. This gun is arguably the best gun on defense. I'm pretty sure statistically it is, but it's like reload and stuff and how big it is, it kind of holds it back a little bit for me. Like I still think Azami's SMG and the 416 are both better than it because of the new LMG change where you walk slower with it, just because it's an LMG, and also when you empty the clip, it goes down to one bullet, and the reload takes forever, keeps it down a little bit, but pretty much no recoil, high damage, super high fire rate. Can't ever go wrong with that gun. Now, Mav and Tuberow's DMR used to be like one of the best guns in the game, but it got a damage nerf, not a damage nerf, ammo count nerf to 11 bullets, which brought it down a lot for me. But where would you put it?
I'm not a DMR guy. There's only one DMR in the game that I really play, and it's not the AR-15.
I would put it below thermites.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree. I mean, if I'm playing a DMR and I don't have an SMG secondary, I'm not playing it.
Yeah. It does a lot of damage. 67.
I mean, in reality, you're only picking that gun on tube. If you're picking the AR-15 over the M4 on attack, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like, it's really, really good on tube, but
really underwhelming on max.
Yeah, so that's holding it back a little bit for me. If it had 21 bullets like it used to, I'd put it in S.
Better. Yeah.
All right, so
AR-33.
The AR-33, Thatcher and Flores have this gun. A lot of people love this gun. I don't personally like it very much. I would put it in C, below the AK. But where would you put it?
I like that.
Okay. Because it's got a low bullet count compared to most automatics. It's got 26. Its damage is nothing special. I'm pretty sure it's on the lower end, actually, compared to most ARs. Its fire rate is pretty fast. The one thing it's got going for it, well, the two things is its fast fire rate and low recoil. Its damage is pretty bad compared to most attacker guns.
It's just all around a gun you don't really want to use.
Yeah, it's mid. Like, you're only using it on Flores. If you use it on Thatcher over the L8, you're trolling.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. So, the ARX.
S tier weapon.
I love this gun. This gun is
one of my favorite guns.
Great. I would put it right below the 417.
Yeah. The only thing holding that gun back is having 21 bullets.
Yeah, if it had 31 bullets, it'd be up there with the AK-12 for me. It does so much damage. It honestly feels like a DMR sometimes. It has a decently low fire rate, but not so low that it's like holding it back for me. It shoots a lot slower than the AK-12, but it does a lot of damage, so it makes up for it for me. It's just really consistent. I use it on both the people it's on, Nomad and Iana. You just can never go wrong with the ARX. Alright, so the AUG. I'm not the biggest fan of the AUG.
I'm not either. I think it's one of those that you either love or you hate. And I'm a hater.
I would put it right above Glaz.
Yeah.
Like, its damage is mid, its fire rate is low.
Plus, it's just, it doesn't have an operator that's like, wow, this is the best gun they have, let's use it.
Yeah, like, you can pick it on Wamai, but you can also pick the MP5K. Like, it doesn't really matter who you pick it on, and if you pick it on IQ, you're trolling.
Yeah.
Because she has two way better
You
guns.
have two way better weapons you could choose, being the G8 and the 5.52 Commando. And it's crazy if you're taking the AUG over it.
Yeah. Alright, so another AUG. Cade's AUG. I think it's below that. I think it's
somewhere right
here. I really think Cade should get a ACOG on this gun, but that's just me. I think it, for a defense gun, it's alright, just because it hits like a truck, but its fire rate is so low, and it not having a magnification scope holds it back a lot for me. I don't know. I personally never run Cade because I don't like either of his guns.
Yeah. Shotgun's starting to grow on me a little bit, but I'm still not the biggest fan of it.
Yeah. Alright, so bearing 9. Interesting. Because it, like, if you're comparing to like the primaries.
I mean, we could hold off on the SMG secondaries for the very end.
Yeah, we could.
Just put it in there. Just get it over with.
Uh,
It's very nice. Just get it over with.
It's an S. I'd put it below Maestro's.
Yeah.
This is the most obnoxious gun to face in the game, especially when it's a Vigil with a horizontal.
The amount of cool guy points you lose for playing that weapon is astronomical.
Yeah, I might get hate for saying this, but I really think the Bashi should get reworked. I hate facing it. I don't think it takes a lot of skill, especially on PC. One-shot weapons are just very annoying, but you can't argue that it's not a great gun. Like, it is close to being overpowered on defense, because you can run a horizontal and be a 4-speed on Vigil, whilst also one-shotting 3 armors from across the map to the body.
To the body.
Like, all you have to do is aim for the chest, and you'll just slaughter the whole enemy team if you're good. The C7E, automatic S, but where are we putting it? Are we putting it above the ARX?
I think above the 417 as well.
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I'd put it above Jaeger's.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could even put it above Jaeger's.
I'm pretty sure TTK-wise, this is top 5 gun in the game. It got its 31 bullets back not too long ago. Really low recoil, super high damage, super high fire rate. There's not a singular con to this gun. There's just not much else to say. It's an S-tier gun. It's great. Alright, and another S-tier. Buck's gun, the C8.
Above the C7E.
I think... Really?
Yeah.
You have his gun over the C7E?
Yeah, without a doubt.
That's wild.
I mean, we can put it right below it. I'm fine with that.
No, we can put it above, but I would have it below.
I mean, me personally, I'm putting the C8 over the AK-12 as well.
Whoa!
Like, I'm not an AK-12 guy. I can simply respect the weapon for being good.
See,
but I'm not an AK-12 guy.
Me personally, I'd have the C7E above the AK-12. I'd have the C70 as number 1 right now, but I know you don't agree with that. Well, the C8 is, there's not a single con to it. Are we counting the shotgun version with it?
No.
I
It's
wouldn't.
technically Buck's ability.
Yeah. Well, really low recoil, really high damage, really high fire rate. There's nothing else to really say about it. There's not a singular bad thing about this gun. Now Buck's cameras, Buck and Bravo's cameras, it's DMR. I'd put this on the lower end of the DMRs, but it's still a great gun.
Yeah, I like B tier. Like I'd put it above Finka's LMG.
I think it's better than Mav's DMR, no?
Yeah?
I think so. I
I
mean,
don't use DMR, so I can't really. There's one DMR I play, and it's the MK14. And even then, I don't even really play it.
I mean, the only reason you don't see this is because it's on 2 operators that have better guns, but like this DMR is pretty good. It does a lot of damage. It has more ammo. If it had the same ammo as Mav's DMR, I would put it lower, but the ammo really helps it out. It does less damage than Mav's DMR, I'm pretty sure, but it's only by a few damage, so I'd put it right above it. All right, Mozzie and Sentry's Commando.
It's like
I don't know where to put this gun, man.
B tier without the reload, A tier with the cool reload.
I'd put it right above Finka's.
Yeah.
I mean, 26 bullets. For a defense gun, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like great, even for a defense gun. It's in like it's definitely above average for a defense gun. But it's got decent fire rate, pretty good damage. The low recoil is really what's keeping it up there, is that its recoil is basically non-existent. Nothing really else to say about it. Okay, so the F2.
I've got it high A.
I think it's a high to mid A.
I've got it above the Commando and Frost.
Okay, I can settle for that. I would put it like below Therms, but yeah, I think just the recoil and the ammo really holds it back. Like, if you master the recoil, like, I've gotten pretty good at the recoil. Like, a while ago, I would have put it like B or C, but like,
Got you on the F2 meta.
I still don't run the F2 on Twitch, but like, it's good. If you can control the recoil really well, it's a great gun, but its recoils a lot, and it has only 26 bullets. Its fire rate and damage is really good. Like, its TTK is all the way up here with these top 3 guns, but its recoil is a lot, and its ammo is low. So I'm fine with A tier. Gridlocks, F90. I'm pretty sure statistically this is an identical weapon to the G3 in every stat besides reload time. I'd put this gun in
I've got it in B.
high B.
Above that B, yeah.
Like, it's just good. Like, it's a slightly above average gun, I'd say. It does pretty decent damage and a high fire rate. Really low recoil. If it didn't have really low recoil, I'd put it below average, but its recoil is really low. It's just a good gun. Nothing else really. The FMG9. Is it going to be an E or is it going to be in trash?
E.
Okay.
I don't really know anything that I'd really put in trash.
I don't.
Because, like, no matter what, if you hit them in the head, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like it's a horror.
I mean,
Siege is a very particular game with it having one-shot headshots.
I have a few guns I put in trash, but we'll get that later.
Really?
Yeah, well, the FMG9 is really underwhelming. Not good damage, mid fire rate. Only thing going for it is its recoil, in my opinion.
It's just not on a good operator.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, Nock's terrible right now. Nobody plays Nock. And if you're playing it on smoke, you're throwing.
Yeah, I agree. It's really just, you're never gonna pick it, not only because it's bad, but it's also on operators you're not gonna play or not run the gun on it. So Ella's shotgun,
That's about the only gun I think I could ever justify putting in trash.
Ella's?
Yeah, that and like maybe like two more. I think you can only really justify putting shotguns in trash.
I would put it right above the FMG.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with that.
It got nerfed a few seasons ago, and it hasn't really been good since.
At peak power, the gun is S tier.
Yeah, like a few years ago it was S. It only thing it's got going for it is its extended barrel and it just frying people up close.
Yeah. G3.
G3. I mean,
Right.
we got a. I would just put it above the F90 because of the aura.
Yeah. I mean, the G3 had one of the. It was like a reckoning whenever that gun was in its prime.
Yeah.
You had Ash that just lost her ACOG, and she didn't get a 1.5, so you would run the G3 on Ash. And then the G3 was also, like, statistically one of the best guns at the time, and Yana had just come out. Especially with Yana clone baiting. Yana clone baiting plus the G3 with a 1.5 was a reckoning to deal with.
Yeah, like if we were in the 1.5 meta still, I'd put it up here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't run the G3 on anybody. I run ARX on Iana, and I run R4C on Ash. But this gun is still really good.
I run G3 on Yana just for it's a... I love the ARX, but the G3 is just nice. And I enjoy playing the gun.
Yeah, I just say it's a good gun.
Also an enjoyable gun to use.
Not really.
Sometimes whenever I get a kill with a gun, I'm like, did I really deserve that?
Yeah, I really wouldn't say it's got anything good. I really wouldn't say it's got anything bad, you know? It's just good, like the F90. Now, the G8, before the LMG change where it makes you run slower, I'd argue high A, low S. But since that, I'd put it low A, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe above cameras?
Yeah.
It's got, like, really good fire rate, pretty good damage, really good ammo. It makes you slower, and you don't want that on either of the operators it's on, which is IQ and Amaru. Like, you're not running this on IQ over the commando. Yeah, it's just good. Like, I wish they would put it on another operator, but they probably won't. In 1.5 meta, probably be S. Just because it was a really good rush gun, and the LMG didn't slow you down back then. But it's just good. Now, see, this is one of those guns that I would put in trash.
Yeah.
Mira's shotgun. Mira and Solis' shotgun.
One of the most forgettable guns in the game. I mean, that's honestly why I said I don't know what I'd put in trash, because I forgot the gun existed.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever one time played that gun.
I've played it, unfortunately. It just doesn't kill people. Especially since the laser change where it doesn't tighten your bloom anymore. This gun just, unless you were shoving the barrel down their throat, you are not going to kill them. And even if you do hit them point blank in the face, it's going to down them.
Yeah.
This is just a bottom tier weapon. Nothing good about it. Only reason you would ever run it, it would be on Solus. If you're an SMG-11 Demon. Just for the rotates and stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so Vigil's K1A. It's gotta be S tier, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's another AR on defense, essentially. I mean, it's technically not.
It's technically an SMG, but it has all the things that a AR has.
Yeah, the only thing it doesn't have is a higher caliber round, which the caliber of your round doesn't really matter in Siege. It doesn't really make much sense.
I would put it above
Yeah.
Azamis.
Yeah, like that.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's statistically almost identical to the 416. And it has lower recoil, I believe, than the 416.
But the 416 is aura.
Honestly, I would put it above the 416. Like, I prefer this gun over the 416.
The only reason I'm saying I wouldn't is I'm pre-firing a 416 buff in the near future. I'm manifesting this. You guys are gonna call me an evil mastermind whenever I finally convince Ubi to give it an ACOG again.
Yeah.
Just know I'll be the one to thank for that. I've sent Ubisoft like 3,000 emails about it already.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Chalk the new anti-cheat, give the gun an ACOG.
Honestly, chalk every anti-cheat and give everybody an ACOG. Make the game fun. I want BO6, but Rainbow Six Siege BO6.
Yeah. Alright, so the L8,
Nerf Sledge.
Nerf Sledge. I personally have this right above the F2.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, there's no need for Sledge to have the weapon.
Yeah, like, I wish they would either buff Sledge or give it to a new attacker, because I love this gun so much, and both people it's on. Like, Thatcher's good, but, like, he's a 3 armor. It's hard to frag out with this gun, but this gun could be like a fragger weapon if it was just on the right operator. But both the people it's on,
it has either been, except for Peak Sledge.
Yeah, like when Sledge was
really
good.
Slow or a really support-oriented operator that you cannot die immediately with.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to put the gun on Ash, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be just fine on Ash. It'd be a good frag gun, like if they just put it on a fragger operator. I just wish it was on someone better. Alright, see, for me, there's 2 different tiers you can put it in. We could put them bottom E or trash.
Trash.
This LMG is on Zofia and Ram. Its recoil, I'm pretty sure, has the highest recoil of any LMG in the game. You're not going to be spraying all those 150 bullets because you're not going to know what you're looking at when your crosshair is everywhere on the map from the recoil.
It's just not a good gun.
It's got good damage. That's it. Its fire rate is mid. Recoil is horrible. It slows you down a bunch because it's LMG. There's just nothing good about it. I'm fine with trash.
Trash.
I would put this E.
I mean, it's the worst shotgun in the game.
I have the Tala below it,
a
but
little bit worse.
I mean, Pulse's shotgun, you're just never gonna run it unless you're just trying to be funny.
You can swap between his weapon and his cardiac sensor almost immediately. It was great.
Yeah, this shotgun used to be good, But
But it wasn't the shotgun. It was the ability to play vertically with pulse underneath the sight, and with little to no time for the opponent to move, you could already have your shotgun out shooting them to the floor.
yeah, and also just the shotguns overall getting nerfed over the years has brought this shotgun down a lot for me.
Yeah.
There's really nothing good about this shotgun. Literally, the only good thing you can say about it is that it's not a pump. You can spam it. Yeah, you can spam it. That's really it. You can play from under with pulse. That's all you can do with it. Now the M12 is trash. I'd put it above the Atala. Actually, I'd put it above the LMG. Actually, it's horrible.
It's horrible. It's all there is to it.
Nothing really else to say. Now, this is Cappy's LMG.
It's a weird gun.
Like I never use this gun.
Yeah.
But it is good.
I'd probably put it above Finka's LMG, or right there with it.
I'd put it either here or here, but we can put it here.
Yeah.
It's just mid. Like, it's got good fire rate and decent damage. It's got 100 bullets, but it slows you down a bunch. Nothing else really to say. Now the M4. I think it's a.
Say this before we rate it. This has been one of the most beautiful guns Ubisoft has ever put into the game, and they nailed the M4 perfectly.
Yeah, this
is damage, great fire rate, no recoil, on a fantastic operator, on two fantastic operators now. Actually, it's just amazing.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite guns in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's up there for me, and it's...
I wouldn't put it S.
I'd put it high A.
I'd put it high A right above...
Yeah.
Actually, I'd have it above the L8.
I'm fine with that. I can do that. And it looks so pretty.
Yeah, that does give it extra points.
Like, whenever I'm holding a gun, I want it to look like the M4.
Real. Yeah, it's just a super consistent gun. Nothing bad about it. It's got everything you want in a gun. It's just a little lower on the damage side compared to the ones up here.
How many more do we have? I feel like we've gone through everything. Jeez. 1, 2, 3.
We got smoke shotgun. I'd put it somewhere in A. Where would you put it?
Above the DMRs for sure in A. Probably put it right in between Frost and the Commando.
You put it that high? You have it above the Commando?
I mean, it's the best shotgun in the game. Like, it's just really awkward to rate shotguns and DMRs against, other assault rifles.
I don't know.
I mean, if we broke down the tier list even more and did it like shotguns on a different one, you're putting it in S tier.
Yeah, I put it as a S tier shotgun.
I mean,
I'd have it below Thermy's gun though.
I mean, we can move it lower.
Okay.
It's awkward to rate DMRs and shotguns against
ARs and SMGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little harder to make the comparison.
If this was like pre-laser change, I'd put it high A, low S. Just because it's gotten a little less inconsistent. A little more inconsistent. With its range, but like I've gotten one pumped full health from across an entire room too many times to not put it in A. So Zoph's AR. This is one of my favorite guns in the game. I wouldn't say it's like a top 5 gun, but I would put it in low S.
Yeah, low S.
I'd put it
Probably above the boss G. Like the only reason the
above
boss
that
G
boss
is there
G.
is because it's a one-shot weapon to the body.
Yeah, if it wasn't on Vigil, it would be a different story. Like, if it was on a 3 armor, I'd be probably fine with it. But it's the fact that you can run around as 4 speed with the horizontal on the best roamer in the game that makes it better. Now, Jaeger and Bandits shotgun. It's good for a shotgun. You're not really ever running it on anybody though. It's like it's up there with smoke shotgun. I think it's slightly worse. Like,
yeah, like I'd
put it. Yeah, I'd put it there. There's nothing really to say about it. It's just a good shotgun. Like, it's got good one-shot potential. I used to sometimes run this on Bandit before the laser change on certain sites because you could one-shot from Narnia.
Yeah.
If you ADS'd with it. It's just good. You're just never going to run it on anybody, though, unfortunately.
Oh, good. We're at the placeholder for my SMG-12.
We're on Dokubi's DMR. Dokubi and Aruni's DMR, the MK. I would put this S.
Yeah.
Low S, probably.
I'm pretty sure statistically it's the second best DMR right after the 417. I think.
Not damage-wise.
Better than the AR and the cameras.
I'm pretty sure AR is, like, damage-wise the second best, but the MK has more bullets, and it has less recoil. So it's a lot better to run horizontal on the MK than it is like the AR. It's just a really good DMR. A lot of people say it's the best DMR in the game. You can't really argue it over the 417, in my opinion. The 417 is just a lot better than every other DMR, in my opinion. It's just really good. Nothing else really to say about it. Now this gun, Blackbeard's, it's either going in E or trash. This is, in my opinion, the worst attacker AR in the game.
Yeah.
It's
I've got it right there.
Like, its fire rate is so low. It's got good damage. I'll give it that. Like, if they up the fire rate a little bit, it could be a good gun. They need to give it like 31 bullets and give it higher fire rate.
I've got an E with the shield, trash without the shield.
Yeah. I really hope they just don't give this to any other attacker ever unless they buff it.
Yeah.
MP5K. I love this gun, especially when it had ACOG or 1.5. I would put it like
right there,
right above the Commando.
Yeah.
It's got really high fire rate. Its damage is on the lower side, but its fire rate makes up for it, in my opinion. It's got super low recoil. I like it more than the MP5. It's just good. Nah, we got the MP5 now. Do you like the MP5K more than the MP5?
Not personally.
I would put it right here.
I think it's low A. I mean, everybody you're playing it on besides Malusi has an ACOG on it. So, I mean, I feel like that does get taken into account, because it is a defender weapon.
Like, if you're saying Doc's MP5, you gotta put it in A. But, like, just the base MP5 is underwhelming.
Yeah. I guess we can put it there.
Okay.
We can put MP5 SD low A.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Oh, well, never mind. It's right here. I'd put it above Jaeger's shotgun. that good with you?
It's so hard to scale defender attacker weapon. Like,
Yeah.
the more we're doing this,
It's hard.
it is.
Because, like, for a defense gun, this is a really good gun.
I almost regret doing all of them together.
Yeah, me too. But
It makes me seem like I'm dogging on all the defender weapons whenever, or really not. Just statistically, I mean, attackers are gonna have better weapons.
yeah. See, this is one of those guns where I don't think it would be too bad on attack because it's so good.
Yeah.
It's for some reason, even though it has a suppressor, is better in every way than the MP5, which doesn't really make sense to me, but it is what it is. I really like this gun, and I hope they add it onto another defender sometime, but I doubt they will since it's like technically Echo's special gun. The MP7 S tier. Now where? I think we put it right above the K1A.
Yeah.
It's just got some of the lowest recoil in the game, some of the highest fire rate in the game, with some of the highest damage for fire rate in the game.
The only thing that like puts the MP7 in a bad light is playing it on zero. On zero,
Yeah.
it is very underwhelming.
Yeah.
It might be better if zero was a 3-speed and more of an entry type operator. I think they missed the margin of who they should put the MP7 on attack.
Yeah. Like
imagine putting the MP7 in IQ's hands.
Imagine putting it in a Maru.
Or that, like, somebody who's playing an entry role.
A rush kind of operator would be really good.
Like, you put that on Ash, IQ, or Maru, then you have the S tier MP7.
Yeah.
Playing it on zero is not it.
Like, it's on par with every attacker gun, honestly. Like, TTK wise, up close, it is up there with the AK-12 statistically in terms of TTK. Its range is the only thing that holds it back, because range wise it takes a little more bullets to kill because of the drop off, but up close this thing shreds. Like, it's insane. It's just a really good gun. Now the MPX, it's gotta go like below MP5. Actually, I like it more than MP5. Do you?
I do.
I'd put it right here above the Commando.
Yeah.
Its fire rate really makes up for its lack of damage, in my opinion, because I'm a fire rate over damage guy, and it's a headshot machine with its high fire rate and low recoil. Like, if you're talking strictly body shots, it's a lot lower, but since it's so much easier to hit headshots, it's a lot better. Now, Alibi's gun, her XM4 Storm, I don't know. It's like in the same area as these guns, I'd say. Where would you put it?
Not that high. Probably put it below Finka's LMG.
Yeah, I think so.
Without Nick, your 1.5 at the time, that was very underwhelming.
Like, when it had 1.5, it was S. Currently, it's just mid.
Yeah.
Really low damage. Its recoil's fine, and its fire rate's really good. The P10, fall from grace with the magnification scopes being removed. I'd put it
right there at the max 4, or even lower.
I'd put it lower. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I'd put it like
here. It's fun.
It's a very fun gun to use, but 16 bullets in Siege
damage.
is crazy. It takes nearly the whole clip to kill someone
Body
from
shot
medium
kills
range.
somebody.
You have to hit headshots with this gun or just don't run it.
Yeah.
Now the
It's a
P90,
amazingly fun gun though.
yeah, it is fun. The P90, kind of in the same boat, but just with more ammo. Like
Yeah.
this is
And
what
you gotta put it above it.
this is what the P10 could have been. I'd put it right above the XM
Yeah.
Core.
Yeah.
Like, fire rate is really good. Its damage is pretty low, but the ammo and the recoil both make up for that, in my opinion. It's really good on Solus. I wish they would give it with an ACOG to a different person that isn't Doc and Rook, because the MP5 is just a little better.
Yeah.
It'd be really good to run it with an ACOG on a different defender.
It would.
The Para, Capital, and Brava's gun. I think it's in like the low A area.
Okay.
Where would you put it?
A little bit higher than where you're at right now.
I,
Probably
I could see like right above the G8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's fire. Like for me, I don't personally really like this gun because I don't like low fire rate guns, but I'm not gonna complain using it. Like, I find it a little difficult to hit headshots with it because of how slow it shoots, but if you're hitting body shots, you're gonna be fine. Like, it hits like a truck, and you run an extended barrel, you're just gonna shred the enemies. Really low recoil, too. Now, the PDW is one of my personal favorite guns in the game. I really wish they would put it on someone different that isn't Osa or Jackal, because they just have better options. I would put it somewhere in C.
Yeah, I'd put it above the AUG at least.
Yeah, I'd say it's better than the Hawk. I'd put it above the AR.
Yeah.
I'd say the AK is a little better. It doesn't do enough damage for an attacker gun, but its fire rate is really good, and it's got high ammo. Like, it's a good pre-fire gun, really good pre-fire gun. Really low recoil, really high fire rate, and a lot of ammo. R4C, immediate S tier. It's just where are we putting it? I'd put it like right above the ARX. Where would you put it?
Probably right around there. In the same spot. I would argue it's better than the 417, but
Well, I don't know. It's about to get hit a little bit with its bullet nerf, but we're not counting that yet. It's just really good. Like, it's arguably the most iconic game in Siege. Gun in Siege. Not a single bad thing about it. Its recoil is just kind of average, and its damage and fire rate are really good. Like, its damage and fire rate are just like the AK-12, but it just does a little bit less than the AK-12, and its recoil is a little bit worse than the AK-12, which is the only thing holding it back for me.
yeah.
But it's just a top-tier gun in the game. Now, the Sausage, it's got to be an E or trash. Yeah, I'd say it's worse than every gun besides the Atala so far. I'd say there's nothing good about it. It's kind of like it's literally just a worse version of Ella's shotgun. It's almost the same. It's just less consistent, I think. I get more kills with Ella shotgun than I do with Sausage.
Yeah.
Now, Ella's Scorpion, fall from grace, but it's still not a bad gun.
It's definitely low
Uh,
C.
I'd put it above Cade's.
Yeah.
I would run the P10 over the Scorpion.
Would you?
Yeah. I just do not really like the Scorpion. It's a fun gun, but like it feels like it does less damage than the P10. Like I find it a lot easier to hit headshots with the P10 because of the recoil. Only thing it's got going for it is its ammo and fire rate, but its recoil is pretty bad for a defender gun. Like, don't get me wrong, I can control it pretty good, but like, it does make it more difficult to hit headshots.
Yeah.
It's just mid.
It is.
Oh, Doc shotgun. It's like good for a shotgun, but like compared to all these other guns, I'd put it like bottom B.
Yeah.
Like, it's annoying to fight on like Grim sometimes. Just because you can get caught off guard by the Grim. But it's just alright. It's a good shotgun, but compared to like the other primaries, it's not very good. Now, Nook and Legion shotgun, it's pretty bad. Like,
It is.
I'd say it's above these three, though.
Yeah.
Like, there's just nothing good about it. It's suppressed. That's the good thing about it, actually. That's the one good thing about it, is that it's suppressed. It's a suppressed shotgun. You can use it stealthily on Nook sometimes, but I'd still run the FMG over it 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, I don't have it really above anything else.
Now, the non-suppressed version,
Slightly worse.
I'd put it right below it. It's really just underwhelming. It's the same gun, just not suppressed. I don't think there's anything different about it statistically. The Spaz that's on Valk and Oryx, I'd also put down here.
But I'd put it above them. I'd put it above both of them.
Alright, that's fine. I'm running M12 over Spaz.
Yeah.
Now, Cav shotgun. It's a pretty good shotgun. I'd put it like right above Doc's.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like that.
It's like if you ADS with it, it can kill people from pretty far just because you can spam it. It takes a few shots from mid-range to down.
It's not terrible.
And it can one-shot up close. Like, for a semi-automatic shotgun, it does a lot of damage. The spear, mid gun, honestly, mid. Like, I'd put it below Cav's shotty. Where would you put it?
I kind of like it right there, right in between them.
I feel like it's just like mid. Like, it doesn't have good damage. It doesn't have good fire rate.
Like, other than being on T-Bird, there's a better option for it on Trinket.
Like, it speaks volumes for an attacker gun being able to be on defense and still not make that operator get picked through the roof. Like, the gun's clearly not that good. It's just mid. It's just an average gun. Nothing really special about it. No, Blackbeard and Flores is DMR. Called the SR, I think. honestly arguably the worst DMR in the game.
Yeah.
I'd say it's the worst. It's the only DMR that I can really feel the recoil on. I'd put it like, honestly, bottom C.
Pretty bad weapon.
I never run it on anyone that it's on, and when I do, I regret running it.
That's pretty much how I feel about it.
Yeah. Um, it's just pretty bad. Like, there's nothing good about it. It just does good damage. It's the only good thing about it. The Super 90. Now in year 1, all the way up here, but we're in year 9. I think it's trash.
I do as well.
I'd put it below these 2 shotguns.
Yeah.
It's just nothing good. It's just a way worse version of Cav's shotgun for me. It definitely just never has a reason for you to run it. Now, the Supernova is a really good shotgun. I'm pretty sure range-wise, it is the best shotgun in the game that isn't a slug. But I definitely still prefer smokes over it. I'd put it right above Jaegers.
Yeah.
It's just got good range. Like, I've one pumped people from pretty far with it. It's just a really consistent shotgun. Nothing really else to say. The T5 Immediate S.
Better than
It's
the 7.
personally my second favorite defender gun in the game. I still like the MP7 more than it, but it is better than the MP7. I'd put it right above MP7, like just below the ARX. TTK wise, I'm pretty sure this is the best primary in the game, including attacking side. Because of its fire rate to damage. If you are up close, this thing just eats through the enemies. Only bad thing about it is its drop off, which is the same case for the MP7. It's basically a slightly better MP7. Super low recoil, super high fire rate. Ying's LMG. It's just kind of mid, you know? Where would you put it? Like, I put it somewhere like here.
Like low B.
How about right above the spear?
Yeah.
There's just nothing really good about it. It's definitely up there with the LMGs, but it's just got a lower damage for an LMG. Only good thing about it, honestly, is its fast reload for its ammo. Like, it reloads really fast for having 80 bullets. But once again, it's just like all the other LMGs. You get slowed by it. Before it got you slowed, I put it a lot higher because you could rush a lot better with it, with its fast reload and stuff. And it's also up there with fire rate compared to the other LMGs.
Yeah. It's just kind of
But
mid.
it's just mid compared to most guns. Now, the TCSG Caden Goyo's shotgun, I'd put it in like a right above Azami's shotgun. Do you like Azami's more or no?
Yeah,
You do or don't?
I do. I do like the zombies more.
Okay, I can settle for it lower. Like, you fine with this placement?
Yeah.
I just don't find it good at all. Like, I always see these pros fragging out with it, just because it's got ACOG, but I can't get kills with it. I just do not like it. Its recoil is like the same as a zombie's, where it's like super jumpy, and weird to use. Like, it's not even really hard to control. It's just weird. Like, it's just super jumpy. I don't like it. But it's got pretty good range. Definitely the lower end of the slug shotties though. Now the Type 89 Hibana's AR, if it had 31 bullets, I would put it in S. But since it only has 21, I'd put it somewhere in A. Where would you put it?
I've got it like right below Frost, above the Commando and the.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's about where I would put it. It's just got really good fire rate and damage. Like, it having 21 bullets is the only thing holding it back for me. Its recoil is like, I'd say on the harder end of guns, but it's still very controllable. Nothing really else to say about it.
It's also a really fun gun to use.
It is a fun gun to use. I like it a lot. The base is like here. But like, if you're counting ACOG, it's a lot higher. Like, where would you want to put it? Because I don't really know where to put it.
I don't really know a good spot for it. Like, it's better than the P10, with an ACOG at least. I don't play it on Pulse, I don't play Pulse. But I do play a lot of Castle, and the gun is very good on Castle. But
I personally like the P10 more.
I like the P10 more. But I think the is better just because of the mag scope.
Okay, we can put it right above the P10.
Yes, give me like 2 seconds. I'm about to pee myself.
Okay.
Too bad. That many. Alrighty. Where was we?
The
Oh. Yeah, right above the P10s.
Yeah,
Good for it.
it's got good damage. It's just got really low fire rate. It's just kind of mid. Like, a while ago, I would have put it lower, but I think it's fine where it is. Now, Lion's Vector. I'm a fan of this gun, and I wish they would put it on another attacker, but it's not, like, too good. I'd put it, like, right here. Where would you put it?
Yeah, I think that's good for it.
Like, it's just good. Like, it's just decent. Like, it's just got good damage and, like, decent fire rate. Really low recoil and a 50 round mag. It's not even considered an LMG, so it doesn't make you slower. So the drum mag is really good on it.
Yeah.
Now, the vector, it's got to be S, right?
It is, yeah.
I'd put it right above Doki's DMR. Actually, I'd put it above Zoph's. What about you?
Yeah. I might put it above Maestro. Other than that, I mean,
I'm fine
it's an
with that.
S-tier defense weapon.
Yeah, I'd honestly, I'd probably run it over Maestro, LMG, just because of it making you slower. It's just the 26 bullets is fine because it just absolutely shreds people. Like, it's just like the T5. If it had 31 bullets, it'd be right up here with the T5 and the MP7. Its only thing holding it back is its ammo and its recoil. If it had recoil like the T5 and the MP7 and the ammo, I would put it above it. But it just doesn't.
Yeah.
The only thing holding it back, like the main thing holding it back for me, is the recoil.
Which on Mira, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, on Mira it doesn't matter. But on Goyo, it's somewhat hard. Like,
Yeah,
I can still control it pretty good, but long range, it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
And the drop off is bad, just like all the other guns, defender guns up here. Now we're on to the secondary SMGs. I say we go from worst to best. No? I say we start with the SP SMG9.
Yeah.
I think it is E.
E at best. And
Yeah,
same with. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's down there. It's just, it's got pretty bad recoil. Like, the SMG 11 and 12 like have technically stronger, like more potent recoil, but like this one just goes like side to side. It's weird. Like, it's difficult to control because
it's just very strange.
like the SMG 12 and 11, like you can predict how it's gonna move a lot better and it's a lot easier to control, even though it's like technically more recoil. But this one kind of just goes everywhere. Like, it doesn't have a good pattern. So, and its fire rate is good, but its damage doesn't really make up for it. Make up for anything. And it's got good ammo for a secondary SMG. But it's
just not
pretty
very good.
Definitely below average. Now C75, I like it. If you could put a scope on it, I'd put a lot higher. But I'd put it like right here.
Yeah, I like that. That's good for it. It's just underwhelming compared to the like, other than Cali's, like the one that we just did. It's better than that one, I would say, but it's kind of awkward without a sight on it.
Yeah.
But
Because
not terrible.
on paper, this is one of the best defender guns in the game. It has similar damage to guns like the K1A with way higher fire rate, but its drop off is so significant. And it not having a scope holds it back a lot for me. Just because it's a lot more difficult to hit like headshots without the scope. Just because the iron sights are so bad on it, in my opinion. But it's a pretty good secondary SMG.
Bearing 9.
Yeah, I'd go Bearing
I think SMG 11
9.
and 12 are better than it.
Yeah, me too. Bearing 9, I'd put it in like
B,
high,
B, mid,
high B.
Mid B?
Yeah, I'd put it high. I'd put it like right above the Commando.
Alright.
You fine with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, its fire rate is really through the roof, and it's got low recoil compared to the SMG 11 and 12. And it's got a scope, and it's got better range than the SMG 12 and 11. but it's just got lower fire rate than both of them, which I think is what's holding it back. And I'm pretty sure it has slightly lower damage than the SMG-11. It's just a good, really, really good secondary SMG. Like, this is the first one that's, like, really good, like, on par with a lot of primaries.
Yeah.
Now, which one do you think is worse?
I know I should say the 12, but I'm an SMG 12 crutch.
Bruh.
I love it. It's probably my favorite gun to play right now.
Yeah, I mean, the SMG-12 is really fun, but
I think the SMG-11 is S tier, and I think the SMG-12 is A tier.
yeah, I think the SMG-12 is, like,
Low A.
right here.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I can live with that.
Like, and then I'd put SMG-12, like, all the way up here somewhere.
Yeah.
I'd put
Maybe
it...
not better than the R4C. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine
I
with
like
me.
that. I feel like that's a good list.
Yeah, so SMG-12, like, it is on paper better than the SMG-11, but
The recoil's insane.
the recoil is so much more difficult than the SMG-11, and the SMG-11 does more damage. But if you can control the recoil and hit your headshots, it's better than the SMG-11, but the SMG-11 is just so much easier to control, and they have the same fire rate, and it does more damage.
Yeah.
SMG-12 has more ammo, which is probably its main thing that is better than the SMG-11, but I'm taking damage and lower recoil over more ammo. SMG-11 is like my favorite gun in the game, probably. So
Yeah. I mean, it's better than the SMG-12. I love the SMG-12.
Yeah, I mean, I see why you like it more, but SMG-11 is definitely better.
Yeah.
Used to be probably the best gun in the game before some recoil nerfs and stuff, and it getting its ACOG removed. But that is the whole list. Do you want to change anything?
I don't. I think we've got everything.
Yeah, I
in a
think
good spot.
I think we're good here. Everything here sucks. Pretty bad.
Everything there sucks.
Pretty
Slightly better than
bad. Mid. Slightly better than mid.
Good.
Pretty good. And then best guns in the game.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you would change, and let us know how stupid we are for putting your favorite gun at the bottom of the list. And
hey, there's no harm, no foul. I love the P10 and it's in C.
Yeah.
But statistically, it's where it belongs.
Yeah. Let us know what tier list we should do next. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.